So if you're new here, and I guess if you're watching this video in 2023 or, probably early 2024, I guess everybody's pretty new here. Anyway, I started my Instagram profile over from scratch, which wasn't necessarily my choice. But you can learn more about that by watching this video here. So despite the circumstances, as we kick off this new journey, I decided to drag everyone along with me. But seriously, if we're gonna do this, we might as well all learn together. Having worked in digital media marketing for a while and building several content-based platforms, I'm gonna try to leverage what I've learned to build a successful channel and to share those strategies and outcomes, good or bad, in real time with you guys. So in this video, I'm gonna be talking about the 3 overarching goals for my profile and the 5 primary strategies I'll be using to start building back. So let's talk about those goals. Ultimately, I want my channel to entertain, educate, and engage. So as I look at the content that goes into this channel, it should try to check as many of those boxes as possible. So starting off, I'm gonna focus on 5 very simple concepts that seem to be the most effective ways to leverage the algorithm to push your content to new profiles while still engaging the audience that you have. All right, number 1, and this may be the hardest strategy for people just starting out. Just start. That's right, just start posting. Stop thinking about crafting the perfect first post or introductory reel and just start getting something up. Look, this isn't a game show where you get penalized for wrong answers. If a post performs poorly, it has no negative bearing on your other posts. Look, you just treat it as a learning opportunity and just keep going. In the social media realm, there is a delicate balance between quality and quantity. If you focus too much on one, you'll sacrifice too much of the other, and it's likely that you won't grow as fast as you could. You don't need to be Peter McKinnon or Trent Palmer just to start posting. Although if you are Peter, Trent, or know them, I would really love a follow. It would help me out immensely. Just click that down there, maybe comment on some stuff, share some stuff. Anyway, your content just needs to be good enough and frequent enough, which brings me to number 2. We're going to make sure we are posting regularly. How regularly? Well, that's kind of the magic question, and you're gonna get a lot of different answers. Hootsuite did a survey in 2022 that showed that business pages were on average posting 1.6 main feed posts a day, which is a lot, but it's also likely that you don't have a social media team like they do or the time to post that often unless this is your full-time job. And even then, coming up with that much content is nothing short of daunting. Look, I've seen decent growth with as little as 2 main feed posts a week. It's really more important that you are consistent. The algorithm would rather see 2 posts a week for 52 solid weeks than just 10 posts in 3 days and no activity for a solid month. All right, so full disclosure, when my Instagram profile was wiped, I had about 290 posts on my page, mostly reels, and, well, I still have those. As a professional creator, I save everything. So while I won't be recycling all of those, I'm not having to create totally from scratch. But even still, I'm not just gonna dump all of those back onto the page at once. To start out, I'm gonna aim for a modest 3 posts a week, intermingling new content with stuff that was previously on my page. I'm also gonna vary the days of the week and times of posting to start out. And then as we start to develop some trending data, we'll start being more strategic about when my followers are active and post during those times. All right, number 3, we're gonna use captions and hashtags effectively. In order to grow, I wanna make sure my content is engaging at its core. But if I wanna get it to new audiences, my captions and hashtags are one of the primary ways to do that. When writing our caption, we're gonna go back to those 3 goals of the channel. So what was the purpose of the original post? Maybe the reel I put up is just meant to be silly and funny, so it's really just meant to entertain. But now we can use the caption to try and hit those other goals. Like with this reel. In the caption, we can explain why ATC is telling us where the field is and why we can't see it. And then we can ask our audience if they have experienced a similar circumstance and how they felt. So now we have turned a silly reel into something that not only entertains, but also educates and engages our audience. So when it comes to hashtags, there are more recommendations than I've had bounce landings, which means there's very, very few recommendations. Okay, that's not even remotely true. There's a lot of both. Instagram allows up to 30 hashtags, and while many sources will tell you not to use all 30, you should be using some. The trick I have found is to try and use hashtags that are specific to your niche. Using global hashtags like hashtag love or hashtag Instagood or hashtag fashion means that your post could get lost in a sea of millions of others. But for me, using hashtags that are aviation or skydiving specific, depending on what's in the post, means that there's a better chance that it will reach actual people that find my content engaging. All right, on to number 4. We are going to be active in the community. A big part of growing in the community is to be present and active in the community. I'm going to make sure I spend some time engaging with other people's content that are in my niche, especially those high value, high follower accounts. As I scroll, I'll like, comment, and share posts of those creators that I really enjoy following. And by engaging in some comment discussions here and there on a post of a highly followed creator, it not only satisfies the algorithm, but this allows those that follow them to see I'm contributing. All right, and lastly, I'm going to stay the course. Growth takes time and isn't necessarily linear, especially on social media. Some of my posts are going to do great and some of them are going to do not so great. And that's okay. In the beginning, I'm going to give these strategies some time to work, even if my first few dozen reels only gets a handful of likes. And I'm not going to get frustrated when I spend hours filming and editing some buttery smooth video. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's good. That's smooth. Oh, that's buttery. For it to only get 10 likes. And then I upload something incredibly stupid shot with a potato and it somehow goes viral. Instagram provides some pretty decent analytical tools as part of the native app. So after some time, I'm going to look at the data and adjust my strategies from there. All right, so that's it. It's time to upload and hit that publish button. Remember rule number 1. And if you guys have any growth tips that have worked for you, I would love to hear them. So leave them in the comments below and let's talk about them. And of course, if you found any of this helpful, hit that subscribe button as there's going to be a lot more aviation and skydiving content to come, as well as regular updates on how I'm growing on my Instagram channel from zero and changes I'm making to this strategy as we move forward. And if you haven't already, go over to Instagram right now and follow me at JoshOnTheFly because I'm gonna need all the help I can. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's good. Ooh, that's smooth. Oh, that's buttery.